As we frequently do on Saturday mornings, we like to highlight indie creators and their projects that are getting ready to go on crowdfunding platforms. This morning, we're going to be talking about a coloring book, a steampunk coloring book. And joining me from the Netherlands, Bonsart Bokel, who has been a guest before. He joins us now. He's part of the Radio Retrofuture outfit, and this is the Association of Ishtar coloring book that launches on Kickstarter next week. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So let's bring people up to speed. I guess to start with, the Association of Ishtar, the story universe where this lives.
So it's also taking place in a kind of like steampunk multiverse that also has a lot of elements of cosmic horror. It's about an organization that lives in the world where all these rifts to other worlds are opening up, and they are trying to contain the damage of these rifts as much as possible, usually by providing other organizations with information about these rifts, but they also tend to take the law into their own hands, which is causing, a lot of friction with other parts of the world. It's not so what separates us from other multiverse settings is that it's not so much about these guys going to other worlds and exploring and uncovering all these alternate realities, but more about how the multiverse is affecting their world. So it also has a lot of emphasis on alternate history.
So where did the idea for the coloring book come from? Because this is this your first Kickstarter project? Is this first campaign?
Yeah, this is my first Kickstarter project, and there are actually several reasons. For one, I just want to grow an audience on the platform. So that's one reason. And the second one, I required a lot of art for my series. It also includes like my first comic book, which is S36, the Call Girl, which I have somewhere over here, but I can't reach it right now. But and I really want to bring this person to life. I'm a very visual person. However, I also wanted to get acquainted with various artists, and know artists that I like to work with. For anyone who has worked with creatives, a lot of them do their art beside, for example, normal work. I do that, and you gotta. I trying to learn, like, who can I trust? Who can I work with that also produces enough for me to make actual progress on my projects.
Right.
And I've been successful with finding such artists through this coloring book. And it's been a great adventure, which was the whole point. So
who all is
that has been successful.
Who all is involved in this project, as far as the artists that you've managed to get on board with this?
Half a dozen or so. My main artist currently is Johan Alexander from Indonesia. I've got also another very talented artist called Akib. Unfortunately, he was very short on time. But I also have some less experienced artists like Cyberwolf. He's pretty new, but he's very passionate about the series. Neutron Boar, he's a well-established concept artist, especially on mines. He's very well known. I even got one of the artists of BattleTech to draw something, Eldon Calger, who's I didn't even know. I thought he was just a BattleTech enthusiast, but no, he's one of their main artists at this point, and he made a wonderful drawing. I know he's not happy with it, but that's beside the point. Various arts that I found on primarily what's the website? DeviantArt.
DeviantArt, yeah. There are a number of really good artists over there. And It's interesting too because you have this opportunity to connect with so many different people from around the world, and I imagine that probably influences the kind of art that they draw. I mean, you're going to get steampunk, but steampunk interpreted through various different cultures and life experiences. As has the variety of art been such that it adds to this book? I expect it's one of those things where it's like, oh, look at all this mix of styles. Does it still work with
Well, I mean, I mean, a lot of the artists I currently have are very anime inspired. Um, I've got Jim Beckman. I forgot to mention him. He has done a lot of work for me overall. He's done some great work. One of the alternate covers is a drawing by him and colored by him as well. And he added like some nice details, like a falling dodo, because it takes place in the setting of my second book, which is currently at the publisher. It's not yet been out yet. It's worked on. It's coming soon. And yeah, he added dodos to that a lot, and that little detail, inspired a lot of people. Everyone, you've got like this heroic character in the image, and then you've got like the swallowing dodo, and everyone's like, "Oh, look at the dodo!" And it's things like that. And Johan Alexander, I mean, the image you see before you is made by Neutron Boar, a well-known cover artist. And but it's when you look at, for example, Alexander's work, I don't know, the Indonesians have this particular flow of the lines.
right?
Especially currently, he's making a lot of anime because we're working on the third book. Is more of a supplement series of stories about a girl whose doll has come to life, and now she has to take care of that doll. It's like a pet, so it's a story about responsibility and all that kind of good stuff. But so those are a little bit more anime oriented. But when you look at his work that he's done for the coloring book, there's just that particular flow to the lines that I've only seen with Indonesian artists up to this point. And it's like that's those specific details that really make it work. Jim's work, on the other hand, is far more anime oriented.
Right.
But there is he has a particular style, especially his coloring is great. Of course, this is a black and white work, but the variant cover looks amazing.
Now, let me ask you this: with Kickstarter being all or nothing, why would you go with that platform as opposed to Indiegogo? What was the thought process there?
I thought about that myself for a long time, and the thing is just that Kickstarter is the bigger platform. So yeah, that's it. More people have accounts there. It's better known, and especially for someone like me who has I'm just starting out. My first books were published last year. So yeah, it's also one of the reasons that I chose a rather low goal. I'm working with a promoter, and she even advised me to raise it. I did, but it's still rather on the low end. And like I said, it's really to raise awareness of the project and grow an audience on the platform.
And when do you launch? You launch next week, is that right?
Yes, first day. Yes.
Okay, so the project is, let me get it back up here, The Color of the Multiverse, steampunk coloring book, and miniatures. You've got miniatures as part of this as well. Are those stretch goals?
That's right. I have them over here. These are two prototypes. So this one is the Associate 221. He's one of the characters in the first book, The Wrench in the Machine, which is also standing over here. And this is the main villain of the first book, called the Call Girl S36, which is also what the comic is about. It's the first story I ever wrote for the series, so that's why I'm paying a bit more attention to her this time around. Like I said, these are prototypes. The Associate is also going to have the same back frame as the Call Girl has. We also have gaming miniatures, which I have over here. Really proud of these. This one is actually based on a photograph. It's not very well visible in this light. But this is actually a photograph because I also actually have that costume you can see over there. And this is the Call Girl. This is 42 millimeters, so it's for D&D and Warhammer made. But we have also a special tier that includes like a 75 millimeter miniature for the painters. And we also have it as an unlockable add-on if we get enough support on the Kickstarter. So,
all right, and that launches next. You said Thursday next week.
yes.
So we have links to this in the notes. We've also got a link to Bonsart's Twitter account if you want to connect with him over there. And good luck with the project, sir. We'll make sure to post that out when it launches. We'll retweet it over on our socials and give you a signal boost there.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're watching Sci-Fi4Me TV.